Hey everybody, Justin Costello here. This is All About Your Benjamins, your weekly mixtape and weekend review video. It's December 15th, 2018. For all of the new viewers and listeners, I want to welcome you. This video and this Sunday morning brief is a recap of the week's news headlines that are about topics that may be impacting your financial plan or your investment portfolio, or so you might think. So for the new guys and gals, thanks for tuning in. For the returning viewers and listeners, thanks for coming back. I'm glad to have you here. So let's get into this week's headlines. But before we do, I want to give a shout out to my middle child, Leo. Yesterday was his birthday, so I want to show him some love on here and say happy birthday, Leo. We had a great day yesterday. Can't believe he's already 6. Parents out there, you know how quickly this time goes by. So happy birthday, Leo. I know you'll hear this either Sunday morning or hear this as we're editing it today, later on this morning. Now to your news. Let's just go ahead and address the big one, the one on your mind most likely. If you're watching the markets, you know that last week was a pretty crappy week. Not going to paint a pretty picture. It wasn't a very good day, very good week in the markets. Some volatility, some bigger down days. But that is a part of the investing game. There is no return without some risk, and right now we're seeing that risk come out. If you're reading the articles, you'll probably see some talking about how all 3 major U.S. indexes are in correction market. Not bear yet, correction market. So 10% down from recent highs is a correction. 10% is a random number. It's just something that has been picked and always has been used, but it is something that you're going to hear about, the markets being in correction. This is not the first time. We've been teetering over and beyond this multiple times over the last couple of months, but they all are in a correction right now. So what does that mean? What do you need to do? Well, you probably know my answer if you've been watching and listening for a while, but I think you do nothing. I think if you are a listener or reader of my blog and my content, you probably subscribe to the value of having a financial plan, having an investment policy statement tied to that financial plan. You're probably working with a financial advisor. If you have all those things lined up, then I think you're in a good position to be able to just kind of tune this noise out, not worry about it, focus on the long term, continue to do savings and the things you're doing today, and most importantly, enjoy your life. Do the things that are fun. Keep living your life as it is, because week to week and day-to-day moves in the market really should not be impacting your life. Even if you're in retirement, you should be positioned to be able to ride through these turbulent times, because this is normal market activity. This is what normally happens. Would have been great to see a Santa Claus rally into the end of the year. Christmas isn't quite here yet, so maybe it comes, but I'm losing my positive outlook for that. I'm an optimist, but maybe that's not going to come this year, and that's okay. So yes, markets are in a correction right now. Do you need to do anything? Without going too deep into advice, I don't think so. Stick to your plan, talk to your advisor, the usual thing I tell you, but that's because I believe in it. So we'll move on from the markets. We'll go to inflation, because that's something we've talked about a lot. It's a big ticket item right now with the Federal Reserve coming up next week and having their meeting. Will they raise rates? Won't they? The numbers and the expectations are now kind of 50-50 whether or not they're going to or not, with some of the recent developments in global economies and our economy here. So with that all being said, the last measurement of CPI, that's the Consumer Price Index, what is used to measure inflation, stayed the same. So inflation did not go up over this last measurement, and that is with wages rising. So we're seeing inflation measured by the government stay the same level, and we're seeing wages go up. We've talked about as wages go up, that can lead to inflation going up as well. So right now that looks like it's in good shape. We'll continue to monitor it. Not that you need to worry about inflation too much, but it is something that is going to be talked about a lot over the coming months. Moving away from markets and economy, the last thing I have, kind of a light week for news, is that the federal judge ruled that the Affordable Health Care Act is unconstitutional because of the removal of a penalty for not having insurance. So for most people, or many people I should say, you get your insurance benefits through your employer. This really doesn't have a huge impact on you. But for small business owners like myself, for my wife, for those who don't have jobs that provide benefits, this could be a bigger deal. Now, I've read about this before. We don't actually go out to the exchange to get our health insurance. We go through a medical share plan. You should look into those if that's something that maybe is an option for you. It's be aware of all the details of those types of plans. We found one that worked for our family. But the Affordable Health Care Act is a big deal for a lot of people. It's a way for people to get insurance. We were on it when I first started my company. It just got too expensive and the benefits weren't as good as what we needed. I won't go into too much detail, But as a business owner, this is something that I pay attention to, as having clients who are business owners that are leveraging the Affordable Health Care Act to provide insurance for their family. It's something I want to pay attention to. So it doesn't mean that it goes away yet. This is just the first step in many attempts to try to revoke the Affordable Health Care Act. So we'll see where this goes and what might come from it. But that is a recent judgment that came out of the courts. I believe it was out of Texas. And one other thing I actually will bring up, coming out of D.C., that is one of the things that is impacting the market. You've got the headlines from D.C., you've got tweets from D.C., adding that on top of the trade and Fed, growth potentially slowing, and here in China and Europe. Those are all things feeding into the market's turbulence, but also is kind of some uncertainty as far as the administration goes. We have yet another replacement. So the chief of staff, Kelly, is out, and Mulvaney is in right now as acting chief of staff. So we have some more shifting of the people working with the White House right now. Not going to say that had a huge impact on the market, but it just feeds into all these other moving uncertainties that are out there, and it doesn't help the case, if anything. So that is everything I have for you this week. I told you it was a short one. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. To also, if you have some Amazon devices, to pick up the flash briefings. I do them on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. You can look into that and see what each one is about. If you're listening to this on your Amazon device, be sure to head over to YouTube if you want to see the video. But at minimum, go to allaboutyourbenjamins.com to check the articles supporting the topics we talked about today. And also, more importantly, to check out this week's mixtape. All of the blog posts are below the video at allaboutyourbenjamins.com. These are blog posts from friends of mine, other people in the industry that I think do a good job writing. Mostly from this past week, a lot of great stuff, so be sure to check those. Learn more about what's going on and some views on retirement planning, investment, and other areas. So check the mixtape articles below. Make sure you subscribe to everything. That's the YouTube, that's the blog, that's the podcast, that's Amazon devices. We're everywhere. You can't escape me. I'm going to be giving you all types of content, so you might as well just go ahead and subscribe and be a part of it all. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next episode.